Wow, this week we got the announcement of Splatoon 3, which is crazy. Just saying Splatoon 3 feels not real, and I'm very excited about this game when it comes out in 2022. The announcement trailer really shows a ton of new information from many smaller details. From how excited I am about Splatoon 3, I wanted to make this analysis video looking into the smaller details of the trailer to see if there's any more hints about what's coming to Splatoon 3. Surprisingly, there's quite a few smaller details to be found in this trailer, even a QR code, which I will talk about later in this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, I will be doing a lot more Splatoon videos in the future. Let's get right into it. The trailer starts in a wasteland, and apart from the abandoned vehicles in the desert, we see a lot of yellow tape around the rocks and metals in the area. This yellow tape has some similarities when the game ends in Splatoon 2. It also has a under construction vibe to it, and reminded me of the urgent underpass construction graphic from Splatoon 1. Next, we see an Inkling, which they are customizing their appearance from the settings on the left. Apart from the obvious, the Inkling has the usual gear, headgear, clothing, and shoes. But what stands out to me is that the Inkling is wearing a pair of shades and a mask. Could this mean we could finally add multiple gears on top of each other? This Inkling is also wearing a cape hood. We have seen from previous games that some Inklings do wear capes. But can the player in this game wear the cape as a cosmetic? This might be only a single player feature, plus the fact that Inkling takes off the cape right after you customize them kind of crushes this idea. It is very good to see in Splatoon 3 that there are no more gender roles. In Splatoon 1 and 2, various legwear and hairstyles were locked behind either male or female. Now you can wear whatever you want on your Inklings or Octolings. Interestingly, it's now Little Buddy's turn. You can customize their hairstyle, and after this, they follow you around. We did not see Little Buddy later in the multiplayer mode, so this may be only a story mode feature. Which brings to the question, is the beginning of this trailer just story mode? Makes sense as we only see one player in this area. The bigger question is, what's the reason with Little Buddy? Do we treat it like a virtual pet, or maybe you could play as the salmon in a certain level of the story mode? Compared to previous story modes, the levels have been more narrow, but for Splatoon 3, it seems much more open. As seen in this clip where the Inkling is walking past the Eiffel Tower, we will get back into that shortly. It is also likely we're going to see a new race or something else for the enemies for Splatoon 3, since Octolings and now Samoids are now your friends. Next, we see the Inkling and Little Buddy at the train station. I originally thought the train was the deep sea metro, which we saw in Octo expansion, but the interior and the exterior are different, comparing the trains together, but both trains have similar graffiti on them. This shot of the train station, weirdly enough, shows us some buildings in the background. The train was going away from these towers. Could we possibly visit the area in the game? Or maybe we could visit previous Splatoon lobbies from Splatoon 1 and 2. After the train ride, we see an area full of huge buildings. This must be the main lobby of Splatoon 3. In the quick shot, we see this lobby's tower with the game mode icon on it. You will most likely enter here to play online multiplayer games, such as regular battle and ranked mode. With the close shot of the tower, we see a small building on the left. This could be a train station for the train we saw earlier in the trailer. Considering there is a small train icon below the logo, plus the fact that railway from above leads to the entry of this building. The logo even looks similar to the London Underground logo, which is interesting. The train could possibly be used to either get to story mode or travel to different places. With the wide shot of seeing the lobby, there are many details to be seen. On the left, you can see the Ammo Knights logo on the building. So has Sheldon's weapon shop moved for a second time? On the right, we could see another shop since their doors are open. I have no clue what this could be, but something to do with eyes? In the distance, we see a very similar red post box from Splatoon 2. This is where you could draw posts for others in the lobby to see. In another shot of the lobby, we see a big pig on top of a gate. This pig reminds me of a piggy bank, so could we see some sort of splat bank for storing items in? In the same shot, we also see a sign which has an icon which looks similar to the power found in the previous games. As we saw with Little Buddy earlier, it seems Samoids are friendly to the Inklings now. So could there be a friendly trade from the players to the salmons in the lobby now? In the lobby, we see a lot of long-head jellyfish, which are referred to as deep sea jellyfish. So after the events of Octo expansion, the Octolings escaped the underground, but could other deep sea creatures also have escaped to the surface? We also saw a new fish on the train from earlier in the trailer, who might have been from the deep sea too. The format of the lobby has a similar format to Splatoon 2's lobby, but much bigger. The rotating shot of the Inkling is the center of the new lobby, where there are 4 different roads the player can go down from. The road in front of the player is the tower. The other path has a big traditional arch. This is where the pig we saw earlier could be. Another road is a dead end, has some sort of machine at the end of it. The other road we are unsure right now. The trailer then jumps into some multiplayer gameplay, showing us that each of the players' spawn now is on top of a flying silver cube. These futuristic objects look like espresso machines. These flying drones also have the iconic respawn mark. It seems that each weapon will have a slightly different animation when the Inkling or Octolings are spawning in. This can be seen with the E-liter and the Slosher machine. These drones visually remind me of Team Order, just from having a shiny silver color. Could we see more Team Order items like this in the game, while Chaos being the main theme of Splatoon from being in the Wastelands? This new mechanic can launch the player onto the map. This is done by the player aiming onto the map. While aiming on the map, you can also see your teammates' icons from where they will be launching onto the map as well. After the team has launched from these machines, we do not see any more of these drones throughout the trailer. It may be possible that the new mid-air spawner drone is only used at the start of the game, since we also see the original spawn point on the map. When we saw the new launch feature being used, the map had no ink placed on it as well. The big difference is that all the players now have new movements they can do while in squid form. The official Nintendo Twitter account has told us that these new moves are Squid Roll and Squid Surge. With the new moves added to the game, could this affect dually weapons? Will we even see dualies return in Splatoon 3? Apart from the bow, we see many new weapon redesigns such as the blaster, Splattershot and Gal. Compared to Splatoon 2, some variety of weapons did get a redesign. Splatoon 3 seems like they are changing how most of the returning weapons look visually right now. The Ink Zuka from Splatoon 1 is also returning for free. There is a possibility we could even see more specials returning from the previous Splatoon games. Additionally, we saw a new special which looks like a mix of Stingray and Tinta missiles from Splatoon 2. We also see a crab which I thought may have been a sub-weapon at first, which acts similar to the Octobomb. Nintendo has put the crab robot in the special weapon post. This special crab or sub-weapon could be used as a more defensive weapon, where if the opponent goes close to the crab, it shoots out like a turret. Finally, let's talk about the Splat Bow, a weapon which shoots out 3 ink arrows upwards, in the middle and downwards. The player can also change the angle of how the line of arrows will be shot out, from aiming it at different angles, from the gyro or sticks. We also see the bow earlier in the trailer too. This weapon is going to be one of the main icons for this game, similar to how we saw the dualies for Splatoon 2. While we only saw one map in the trailer, it shows quite a few key features for Splatoon 3. Weirdly enough, this map has more height from the different platforms, from the middle and even the platforms on each of the sides. Splatoon 2 did have some height in some of the maps, but Splatoon 3 has even higher platforms. With most of the trailer gone over now, there are still a few more details to go through, plus talking about some mysteries I found in the trailer. First, the music used in the trailer is a remix of Splat Attack from Splatoon 1. This remix focuses more on the drums and guitars. This is definitely different to the other Splatoon music we already got in the previous games. In all of this trailer, there is no water at all. Even where you think there should be water, which is on the map, there isn't. There is a bottomless pit where the Inklings can fall into. So where has all the water gone? Comparing to Splatoon 2's maps and even Salmon, where water was everywhere around the islands you play on. Something is going on, and from how many things link back to Salmon, such as the salmons being your friend now, to there being no water at all. Is Mr Grizz behind it? Now it is time to talk about our first mystery, the Eiffel Tower. A lot of people said this is the Eiffel Tower, which might be right. Its design is very similar to the real one in Paris, plus the fact we already seen the Eiffel Tower before in official art. The question is, how did this happen? It has been stated that Splatoon 3 will take place a year and a half later after the final fest in Splatoon 2. How did the Eiffel Tower end up like this? Was the destruction made from the Great Turf War, or maybe even before that? But this ends up counteracting the official Splatoon art, which was made for Splatoon 1 in 2016. However, this art may not be canon. Another idea is that the tower we saw in Splatoon 3 is Inkling Tower, the main tower in Splatoon 1's lobby. However, after further looking into it, the tower structure does not match with the tower found in Splatoon 1. It fits more with the Eiffel Tower still. In the same Nintendo Twitter post from earlier, it said that Splatoon 3 will take place in the border region called the Splatlands, which is located far away from Inkling. Our last mystery is about a QR code found in the video. This QR code can be seen on Let's See Those Eyes and the Last Thing legware menus. Both of these codes seem to be the same, but are hard to read due to being so small. I already tried to recreate the QR code, but had no luck for getting any readable codes by my phone. This may be a huge hidden secret, or just a cool looking visual for the interface for Splatoon 3. And that is it from what I can find from the Splatoon 3 trailer so far. What do you think about all of this? Is there anything I missed? Be sure to comment about it below and even tell me what your ideas for Splatoon 3 are. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more Splatoon content in the future. See ya.